What's up, YouTube? Heather and Zanrith. I'm Zanrith's channel. So I'm going to do my first thoughts on the Ninja 650 and compare it a little bit to the 300 that I was riding last year. And get some help from Zanrith. Because I'm not going to.
So I'm making her do her own first thoughts on it because you guys need to know what her thoughts on her bike, because she's a 100-pound, 5'5" girl riding a Ninja 650, and I feel like some other people out there might be intimidated, being smaller people that'll ride a big bike. You want to move over here, hon?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying on the first page.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to walk her through a few things we're going to do. Probably just cut out me speaking and instructing, and we'll go from there.
So for the weight, from the 300 to 650, how many pounds is it?
I think it was 25 pounds stock.
Yes, a 25-pound difference. However, I do not feel it.
Yes.
I don't notice a difference in the weight. The only time maybe is when I go to use the kickstand, because the bike leans pretty far over compared to the 300. I'm always afraid I'm going to drop it. That's the only time I feel a weight difference. There is a power difference. Absolute power difference. The first time I went from a 55 to a 65 and I sped up, it took off a lot faster, accelerated a lot faster than I expected. I was going a little faster than I expected.
So both bikes, the Ninja 300 that Heather was riding before and the 650, are parallel twin engines, which means they have two pistons that are going basically up and down on them, side by side. So it's not like she went from a 2-cylinder to a 4-cylinder bike. She went from a...
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, she went from a 2-cylinder to a 2-cylinder bike, which, unlike my ZX6R, going from a 2-cylinder to this 4-cylinder just creates a lot more power. So she's got more power, but it's not like she jumped up from anything to a super sport bike. It's still a sport bike. And that's how Kawasaki classifies them, sport and super sport. So ZX6R is a super sport where I'm really over the tank. Heather's more upright in her bike with the...
That I like better.
Yep.
I don't like laying on the tank if I'm short.
Well, then tell the people how you feel on that bike, ergonomics-wise, how you feel seated on it and just reached out.
What?
How you feel like seated on it, like the reach and everything.
Oh, reach is good on this bike. I can stand flat-footed with how tall I am, 5'5". I don't need any little lift in the boot or anything, flat-footed in sneakers. My arms aren't totally stretched out forward, reach the handlebars. Sometimes I do pretty much almost sit on the tank just because I feel more comfortable staying slide. But I do like the upright position compared to leaning over.
It's more comfortable for long rides, too.
Yes.
Like, we've taken all three of our bikes, the Ninja 300, the 636 here, last year's 636, and that Ninja 650 from here to Johnstown before. And I've taken the 300 long distance before too, before I got the 636, and you definitely feel a difference in your back being a little more upright.
Right.
Which I don't have a problem in this bike, and we have the saddlebags and the tail bag, so a lot of the weight goes in that, but definitely for longer rides, that's more of a bike you'll want for it, in my opinion, unless you really want the super sport like I do and say, screw it, we're gonna go for it.
And the seat on the 650 is definitely comfier. Doesn't hurt my butt as much. I can go longer before my butt starts to hurt. Because I am a tiny girl.
It's very true. Oh, ECC, look at that.
Oh, and this bike has a spot where you just punch out and put in like a little cigarette lighter thing so you can plug in, charge a phone. You have your RAM mount, which I do not have mine on currently. I forgot to put it back on after I took it off.
We're gonna go right.
And when you took off the... What did you take off to install that?
Oh, that little cap for the...
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, the little cap for that. Yeah, there's a little cap on the left side of her instrument panel there that had two wires right behind it for positive and negative to plug right into the cigarette lighter. Or, in her case, we just bought a USB lighter, or a USB charger straight up. But Kawasaki sells a cigarette lighter attachment where then you can put any USB charger in it, but we went with that just because one less thing to forget. And I think they were just barrel plugs, so.
And most of the time what you're going to be plugging in anyways is a USB charger.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you got like a special GPS or something that needs the full 12 volt power.
Yeah.
But, and yours, it has a little voltmeter on it too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't sit on your bike enough, apparently.
I don't really understand what that means.
That just shows how much power is in your battery, how many volts your battery is.
Oh.
So if you're having trouble starting one day and it says 6, you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's kind of another thing we can look at and understand what's going on with it. Let's go left lane.
Ooh, I have 4 ways this time.
Go Bills. Oh yeah, 4 ways. Forgot about that.
Yeah, I did not have 4 ways on the 300. So that comes in handy, especially if we get stuck in the rain like we did last year.
Oh my
or
god.
earlier this season.
Yeah.
When it is no rain on the radar, then it pops out of nowhere.
There's the Bills Stadium over there. New Era Field.
They were playing yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, I think they had another preseason game yesterday.
That, I believe, is a lot.
There's a bunch of different lots.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
So next, let's talk about the style of this Ninja. I almost said the ZX6R, the Ninja 650. Talk about the style of it compared to like the 300 and everything. They updated the generation of the Ninja 650 in, I think, 2017. I can't remember exactly. It might be 16 or 17. They updated the generation of it and gave it that more H2 look, as I'm going to call it. The Kawasaki H2 look, where it's got those little fins on the front of it. Just added a couple little body flare to it that I think make it look really nice. Starting with the front, she's got one headlight on, like the Ninja 300.
That I do not like.
Yeah, that we will probably be changing.
It makes it hard to turn corners at night.
Yeah, so we're going to probably change that out so she has 2 low beams and 1 high beam, which is just a wiring thing I have to do to it, but just take some time. But we'll take some pictures so you guys can see what we're talking about. Probably tomorrow or something when it gets a little lighter out so we can really get the details. But it's got little fins on the front of it that make it look like the H2.
Or bug.
Or bug, as she likes to call it. What else? The mirrors are a little different than the ZX6R or the Ninja 300, which I believe the Ninja 300 and ZX6R share the same headlight, or the mirrors. Or hers are this kind of upright, but I think it gives you a good viewing position. You got any problems seeing out of them?
No.
No. We've spent, I don't know, a day or two positioning them properly, and
yeah.
we still move them around. I move mine around, I think, every other day, so it's just something you got to get used to. But
yeah, if I move the whole mirror in, so like no one runs into it, then sometimes I have to readjust a lot. But
yeah, because they do pivot too, just like the 300 and the ZX6R's mirrors. They'll pivot, so if you're going into a tight spot, you can do it. Let's go left here. Watch out for this car behind us. He's kind of pulling over faster than... What else about this bike we want to talk about style-wise as we work our way back? I'm just trying to think of things as we work our way back. The tank's got a cool cowling and where her, what's it called, the key goes in. So it's got a cool place where the key goes in. Other bikes I've been on, it's always been really right up by the triple tree, but hers is kind of back on the tank. I thought that was a neat little feature.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It kind of keeps it out of the way too if you want to put your ram mount on. You're not really like right next to it. Ooh.
Yeah.
This guy's got orange all over his Jeep.
Yes,
Okay, and we're interrupting the YouTube video to talk about Jeeps. Oh, cool styling on Heather's bike is, if you can see it on my screen, I'll zoom in a little bit for you, are the frame sliders that Heather put on there.
Yeah.
Those are the official Kawasaki ones. They were put on before we even picked the bike up. They were installed by our friends over at Hebler's. Just safety feature, peace of mind. Turn signals are pretty standard front and back for the Ninjas. They look a lot like the ZX6R, the Ninja 300s. Not really a huge change in that. Heather, why don't you talk about your favorite part, that exhaust down there?
Yes, I like my exhaust because it is not a big can. It's small and tiny and it's like underneath.
Yes, it's very tucked underneath there. It kind of goes back and forth through the catalytic converter down there and then out down by her feet. It really reminds me of something you'd see out of like I think a couple of the MotoGP bikes have it down there.
Yeah.
Do you remember which lane we want?
I think this one is the right one.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good here. I can never remember until we get there.
Which makes me really debate if I want to buy an upgrade or just this one. It looks so nice.
Yeah. I mean, just like all the other exhausts, it is pretty quiet. But, I mean, all stock exhausts are extremely quiet. They got laws they got to follow to make sure they're not too loud. Boring. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the other companies make exhausts for it. I know Two Brothers has one it's still all tucked underneath there, so it doesn't pop out. I think there were a couple, like is it Leo Vinci exhaust? I think they have one for it might be for the old generation. Either way, there's a couple companies that it does come out, and that's obviously not what she wants. She likes how it's tucked underneath there. The tail light on her bike is very similar to the 2018 ZX6R. It's got that kind of Z or X. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I like that.
But it's all LED. It looks really nice, I think. And that's kind of, I think a lot of the Ninjas have that kind of a tail light now. They obviously changed the ZX6R if you guys have watched that video of mine. And I don't remember, mine's more like an upside down Y kind of thing. I don't know. Mine looks cool. It looks kind of MotoGP-ish, if MotoGP even has taillights. Actually, mine reminds me of something you'd see in a Formula 1 car, just a small little taillight. So, hopefully no one hits me. I think the last piece we should talk about is that beautiful third seat you have on there that we call a fender.
Yeah.
That thing's huge, just like my bike.
Yeah, it's far out there.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Yeah. It's really pretty good out there. But I mean, when you look at what you have to do to put saddlebags or something on the bike, I understand why they put it back that far, like for that reason. And
yeah, 'cause the only other way you would need an integrated.
Yeah.
Likely.
Yeah, an integrated tail light with turn signals, which couldn't be the worst thing either. But we might take it off. We might put a fender eliminator kit in there. We might do the integrated. We might do something else. Who knows? The other thing you guys will notice that's very different on Heather's bike is that it's got some purple on it, and those are some upgrades we made to the bike pretty shortly after. Right? They weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't stock parts on that bike for too long. Pulled the green stickers off it. Heather did her rim tape. We took off her reflectors on her front fender and we put on purple reflective dots instead, just because those reflectors
Things
look.
look ugly.
Yeah, they're like big and blah. So, and then, oh yeah, you got your levers on there, right?
Yep.
Purple levers. We got those from Ride It Moto, which is like a Chinese company, I think. But they make, I mean, I have those levers on the Ninja 300, and I had them on the old ZX6R. So I've got 30,000+ miles on these levers on different bikes. Like I couldn't see me, I waved, but so I haven't had a problem with the levers, and they were pretty cheap. We got them on Amazon for like $30-40, somewhere in that range, depending on
And
color.
I had to switch these out because I've only used shorty shifters.
Oh yeah, move left to get.
So when I first got on the bike with the other shifters, I was freaking out.
Yeah, when she started riding the Ninja 300, I already had the shorty shifter, so she wasn't used to these big long shifters. Took you 5 seconds to figure it out, but still, you didn't like it at all.
No,
Oh.
because I started to ride with shifting with 2 fingers, and then realized that I had to use whole hand to shift and to brake.
Yeah, you were not too happy about it. Oh, you know what you should talk about, though?
That it doesn't have a helmet hook.
Oh, that's that. Go with that one. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah, so the other thing that I hate from the 300,
Going left, by the way.
the 650, is there is no helmet hook underneath the back seat.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking annoying.
So we have no place to
Okay, they're stopping. I just want to make sure they're stopping. This is
hook our helmets if we go out somewhere. We have to carry them with us. Just like your 636 from last year had them, and now your 636 this year does not.
right. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I love that feature,
Yeah, that was really
having
nice.
the helmet hook.
And we'll get there. I think we can find some kind of thing where I can put it under the seat, or not really weld, but there's a couple bolt holes down there I think that are made to add them.
Right.
So we'll figure that out.
That was probably just like how they make your big muffler, because they want to buy aftermarket. They probably stopped putting in the hook. They want.
To buy the accessory.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so we're getting a little late here, guys. We're gonna start heading home. But Heather, I think you need to talk about your windscreen and what we found out about that when I put on your little USB port there, and how we've been playing with that.
That it has 3 adjustable heights.
Mm-hmm.
It has a low height, which how it came that way and how I have it now. Then it has a medium in the middle, which I think is how I had it all the way out to Johnstown and halfway back.
Correct.
And then we switched up to the high one to see with the way the wind would hit. But I think I'm just short, so I think it just hit my head. So I just put it back down low because I like the style and the look of it. It just looks better in the lowest position than it does in any others.
And I agree with you on that one, that it definitely looks a lot better at the low position. But, you know, if you're a taller rider and you're thinking about the bike, that might be something to think about, is that windscreen actually is fully adjustable. And Kawasaki does sell a touring windscreen that is taller and wider for your long distance rides. I think it was, 2 bolts to take the 4 bolts to take the windscreen off,
Yeah.
4 more to adjust it. It took me, 20 minutes in a parking lot.
Right.
Oh, we got cops and stuff, so let's move over as fast as possible. And keep it nice and slow, though, because I don't know what's going on up here. I don't really want to get in the way. Oh, it's a dead car or something, maybe. Oh, so back to that. Yeah, it took me 20 minutes. We were on our trip. We stopped for, gas and a drink.
And to rest my butt.
Oh, and to rest the bucks. We were at, 300 of 500 miles for the day. So it was it's time to take a little break and relax. So I did that, adjusted it. Didn't take any time whatsoever. And then when we came back, we moved it back down, right?
Yep.
So. Well, YouTube, it's getting kind of dark out. We're heading back to our place. We're gonna tuck the bikes in for the night, get some food, and I don't know what else we're gonna do. I don't know, watch a movie, relax.
Maybe get some dinner.
Ooh, dinner. Dinner's. I said food. No, we're gonna get some dinner. That's definitely in the agenda. So we just finished talking about the 2019 Ninja 650. All its cool little features we got on it, things Heather really likes about it. A couple of the mods we've done to it so far. And just really her first thoughts. And for those of you finalizing with us here, words are just, see? We've been talking to YouTube for so long I can't speak. Just to recap it, Heather is about 100 pounds and 5'5". So shorter, smaller girls looking at a Ninja 650, don't be intimidated. Like, if it's your first bike, take it easy, you'll be fine, I think. I don't really see a problem with it. And you'll be able to fit. You'll be able to flat foot it. But obviously, if you guys are looking for a new bike, go sit on everything you can. Ride them around. Well, guys, until the next video that we make, everybody out there ride safe. Catch you later.
Catch you on the flip side.
And that.